Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't. Because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that, too, when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
I just love the way he says black. He's just great. I mean, come on. And this is what I mean, where I'm just like, I hate how leftism has turned black people into something that we're not. Like, we know that's funny. Okay, we know that is hilarious. Is she Indian or is she black? You know, I've known her as an Indian woman. Now she's black. I don't know. It's fine both either way. But is she black or is she Indian? Like, that's objectively funny. And it's the same question that we're all asking ourselves, which is like, who is this girl mimicking? Now she's like Kamala from the block. Nobody recognizes this Kamala. And like I said, throughout her entire political career, she was very content using the Indian card, wearing a sari, I think that's what it's called. And yeah. And suddenly, I don't know, she just was like, no, girl, I'm definitely black, and starts dropping these phrases. So we should be and we should feel insulted by Kamala and not Trump, because he's keeping it 100, okay? The Trump that's in that room is a Trump that's in a room filled with white people, black people, mixed people. That is what I demand out of any politician. That for me, I just want to know that you are going to speak the same.
Yes, it is impossible to overstate the depth of Kamala Harris. Ever since she came in, she has not answered a single question from any media. That is the same way Biden did in 2020, refusing to take questions, no interviews. That is to tell you one thing. But they are the same people agitating every day. Oh, Trump is refusing to debate. Trump is refusing to debate. You know, when situations like this came up, Kamala could not show up. That is to signal something. Now going into this clip of J.D. Evans, that is how it is done. A question surfaced pertaining to the way Trump responded. I was impressed. According to this article, J.D. Evans just humiliated a reporter that was baiting him about Kamala Harris.
The former president's comments yesterday to the National Association of Black Journalists, where he said that Vice President Harris is, quote, all of a sudden black. As a father of 3 biracial children, did those comments give you pause at all?
They don't give me pause at all. Look, all he said is that Kamala Harris is a chameleon. She goes to Georgia 2 days ago. She was raised in Canada. She puts on a fake Southern accent. She is everything to everybody, and she pretends to be somebody different depending on which audience she's in front of. I think it's totally reasonable for the president to call that out, and that's all he did. I mean, look, she's running as a tough-on-crime prosecutor, even though she implemented open border policies. She's saying that she wants to support the police, yet she wanted to defund the police just 3 years ago. It's totally reasonable to call out the fact that she pretends to be somebody different depending on the audience she's talking to.
Yes, these people are doing the right thing. Trump is exposing that Kamala Harris is fake. This is the exact thing he is doing here, and drawing Kamala Harris to talk about policies. That is what this people want. If you see J.D. Evans responding like this, just in a similar tone like Trump, that is to tell you they have calculated it like, okay.
So many missed opportunities when it comes to black people doing the ask from politicians. And we sit back and wonder why we don't got nothing, because we don't ask. So how does the National Association of Black Journalists invite Kamala Harris and invite Trump to a pretty much town hall roundtable type discussion? Kamala does not show, doesn't even reply yes. Trump replies yes, he shows up. And instead of the committee taking the time to ask questions to Trump about what his policies are for Black America, what he plans on doing this time around for Black America, and giving him the opportunity to speak his piece, they attacked him. This is exactly what I'm talking about. How was that beneficial? Instead of sitting back saying, hey, last time in 2020, you had something called the Platinum Plan. What is your goal this time? Nope. It started late and then spent 30 minutes trying to get him roused up for clickbait instead of allowing it to be a situation where he can come in and explain his policies and what he thinks he's going to do for the black community to earn the black vote. Another failed, missed opportunity. But yet, we sit around praising these people for what? Doing us an injustice.
This is the best take so far I have seen. I did the first video, but when I saw this guy, what he said on this video is the truth. You can't deny it. The View did something. Sonny Austin, one did the same thing, calling out Nikki Haley, but today she was sitting, calling out Trump for doing this. I want to show you the hypocrisy with these people. They don't even hide it any longer. Take a look at this.
Nikki Haley's gone by Nikki since she was a child. It's documented in high school. I wouldn't be shocked that as an Indian woman growing up in South Carolina at that time, she actually did to avoid prejudice. So I just want to be careful about critiquing her for going by names.
There's some of us that can be chameleons and decide not to embrace our ethnicity so that we can pass.
Honey, I don't think that's fair.
Necessarily, I think if she leaned into,
a ton of people don't go by their color.
Wait, serious. I think to question someone's racial identity, especially him, the bar has fallen so low.
Yeah.
Look, 3 phone calls were made from Schumer and Pelosi. Biden said, I'm in this thing, I'm not leaving. A couple phone calls are made, and all of a sudden he's pushed out. And in 48 hours, all the delegates aren't given a choice of other candidates. They're told, you're going to get behind Kamala.
That's actually not what happened.
Yeah, but where's the other choice?
That's not actually. The other choices decided she was the best choice. That's
but
what
who decided?
Who's
they?
The delegates did. Who were running.
The delegates did.
The delegates did. Yeah. Governor Newsom
but the delegates haven't voted yet, guys.
The delegates decided.
But also, I'm saying Newsom said, I'm not going to challenge this.
Yeah.
People decided who would have gone in to challenge, said, no, we're not going to challenge her. We actually think. So that's...
But a lot of people voted for the ticket.
Well, let me just...
Go ahead,
there was another scenario that could have happened here where President Biden could have said, in order to give you a nudge and really make it a decision we're making, I could step down as president and you could step up right now. And she'd be going into an election.
But he didn't want that.
Right, but I'm saying that is actually something that's a little more disenfranchised.
Let me flip it if I could. What if I said, you know what, Trump, you're losing in the polls now, and we have another candidate, and the head of the Republican National Committee and myself and a bunch of others say, you're out, we're just going to instill Nikki Haley now because the polls aren't
I wish
good.
we had a party that could operate that way.
But that would be awful. But everyone has to accept that would be awful for America.
This is Calculated View. It amazes me sometimes when they do this and they forget that we follow them up. It is insane, actually. I'm glad the way this man took them off. They tried to steer him away from Trump, but from his response here, calling out Kamala and the Democrat Party, how they swap in her, it is amazing. I appreciated him for doing this video.